Hello, hello, hello. This is V. Scott. I'll be reading a news article from Vice about a GOP senator and doctor wants to know if the colored population gets COVID from not washing their hands. So here we go. An Ohio legislator asked the director of his state's Commission on Minority Health, a black woman, whether the colored population was hit harder by COVID-19 because they don't wash their hands as well or socially distance themselves. Republican Senator Steve Huffman, a doctor from Tip City near Dayton, posed the question Tuesday during a hearing among the Senate Health, Human Services, and Medicaid Committee on whether racism should be deemed public health crisis, according to the Columbus Dispatch. The question came during the testimony of Angela Dawson, director of the Ohio Commission on Minority Health, who spoke before the panel of legislators about the impact of structural racism on the health of Ohio communities. Huffman in turn asked why the coronavirus pandemic was so deeply impacting Black people. Dawson responded that long-standing health disparities between Black and white Ohioans were only exacerbated by COVID-19, which has hit those with pre-existing conditions particularly hard. Ohio has recorded nearly 40,000 coronavirus cases so far, with almost 10,000 of those patients being Black, according to state data. That means Black people have comprised a quarter of the state's case COVID-19, despite making up only 13% of the population. I understand that African Americans have a higher incidence of prior conditions and that makes them more susceptible to COVID, but does not make them more susceptible just to get COVID, Huffman told Dawson. We know it's twice as often. Correct. Could it just be the African Americans or the colored population do not wash their hands as well as other groups or wear masks or do not socially distance themselves? Could that just be maybe the explanation of why there's a higher incidence? That is not the opinion of leading medical experts in this country, Dawson responded. She reiterated her point. African Americans were more vulnerable to contract and die from contagious disease long before the onset of the coronavirus pandemic due to disparate living conditions, economic conditions, and health outcomes. Do all populations need? This is just totally and utterly ridiculous. What he had to actually say about Black people not washing their hands. So that just shows where we are and what is thought of us as people. You know, like we are wild animals out here, and it's offensive. It's really offensive to me. I'm not sure if it's offensive to anyone else, but it saddens me that someone that's educated, and even if you aren't educated, just a person, a human being, period, would think that way of a group of people. Okay, because this group of people is Black, they don't wash their hands, or they don't wash their hands as well. That's untrue. That's untrue. It does, just because someone is of a certain race doesn't mean that they aren't doing what they're supposed to do. You could be of any race, of any color, and not wash your hands. Okay? And any race, any color could get COVID-19. Anybody out here could get it. But we have suffered from pre-existing conditions, as said already, when she was trying to talk to the man about it. So I'm lost for words on how this was handled, the things he had to say. I just decided not to read the rest because, he tried to give an apology on calling us colored people, saying that he thought it was interchangeable. No. You are who you are, and you showed us who you were. And in the great words of Maya Angelou, when someone show you who they are, believe them. And you showed us who you were when you said what you said about black people and when you called us colored. We are colored. That's not what we are called anymore. So you showed us exactly who you were and what you thought of us as people. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about what was said. And just let me know about how you feel about it. And I want to say thank you. Be blessed. Have a great one. And I appreciate you dropping by.